So good morning everyone. Today we'll study about the electric field. Okay, we already have covered in our previous classes, that is the definition of charge, the basic properties of charge, that is quantization of charge, yes or no, and conservation of charge. We already have studied. Again, we have studied about the Coulomb's law, magnitude of Coulomb's law, and also Coulomb's law in vector form. We have solved many problems regarding Coulomb's law as well in our previous classes, and also the superposition principle. I mean, what is the force between on a single charge due to multiple charges? Yes or no? So these things we already have completed. Now, guys, let us proceed further. So the first topic afterwards is what? Electric field. Okay. So what could be the question? So question may be briefly develop the concept of electric field. Okay. So guys, what is electric field is all about? Remember, if there are 2-point charges, okay, just imagine there are 2-point charges. If I hold, if the both charges are like charges, or if the both are unlike, okay, so there the force of attraction and repulsion comes to the picture. Yes or no? So suppose take an example of two similar charges. Okay, so if I hold one charge, then the second charge what moves away from it, and similarly if I hold the another charge, the first charge will stay away from it because of the concept of repulsion, okay, or the force of repulsion. Yes or no? So there is something which we are not able to see, but because of which the charge experience a force. Yes or no? And that thing is what known as electric field, guys. Okay. Now let me explain about that. What is concept of electric field? You see, the electrostatic force acts between two charged body even without any direct contact between them. Yes or no? In mechanics, you see, without any close contact, it is not possible to experience a force. Yes or no? But here the two charged bodies are there which are not in contact with each other, but they are experiencing a force. Yes or no? So this action reaction pair, remember I said Coulomb's law is a what? Action reaction pair. Okay, and this force can be understood by introducing a concept of electric field. As I have said you that if I hold one charge, then other charge automatically attract or stay away from that particular charge because of the force of attraction and repulsion. Okay, now look at the figure. There is a source charge, okay, which is located at the point O. Okay, so here we have written, consider a charged body carrying a positive charge Q at a point O. It is assumed that the charge Q produces an electric environment in the surrounding space called electric field. Okay, so guys, this charge already have the electric field, but how do we know that the electric field is there or not? Because we cannot able to see the electric field. Yes or no, guys? So in order to prove the existence of electric field, what we need to do, we need to put a test charge, a very small test charge which is nearer to what the source charge at a point P. Now if the question is, if the test charge Q naught is experiencing a force, then obviously there is a electric field at the point P. Yes or no? Yes or no? So you see here, to test the existence of electric field at any point P, we simply place a small positive charge Q naught called the test charge at the point P. Yes or no? If a force F exerted on the test charge, then we say that the electric field E exists at the point P. Yes or no, guys? So the charge Q is called the source charge at it, as it produces the electric field. So that did you get the concept of what exactly the electric field? Okay. Now you see the next question may be, define electric field at a point, gives its unit and dimension. So guys, this is a short question. Okay, you see here. So how do we define electric field? So electric field E is nothing but force per unit charge, guys. Remember, okay, this is what the mathematical expression here written, E is equal to F by Q. Now you know what is the force between 2-point charges, which is what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into the product of charges by distance between the two charges into what? The vector, because force is a what? Vector quantity. Okay, so you see here, an electric field is said to exist at a point if a charge of electrical origin is exerted on the stationary charged body placed at a point. Yes or no? Quantitatively, the electric field or electric field intensity or electric field strength, okay, which is written as capital E over an arrow because it's a vector quantity at a point is defined as the force experienced by a unit positive test charge placed at that point without disturbing the position of source charge. Okay guys, so mathematically, as I have said, E is equal to F by Q naught. So can you find electric field if at any point charge Q naught? Yes or no? You need to simplify the force and divide that charge. You will get the what? Electric field. Now see guys, here Q naughts, the charge Q must be small enough, otherwise it will disturb the the distribution of charge, as you can see in this diagram. Okay, Q is having the positive charge. If Q naught is what the large enough, then this charge will disturb the charge distribution at the source charge. Okay, so that's why Q naught must be small enough. Okay, so now the next is the electric field. So that's why we will have to define the electric field in terms of mathematical thing like E is equal to limit Q naught tends to 0 F by Q naught. Yes or no guys? So if Q naught is 0, E must be infinite. Okay, so this is what the right definition of electric field, guys. Okay, now what is dimension and unit, you can say? So E is equal to force by charge or force per Q. So I know force is equal to M into A. So you know M into A. A means acceleration. So M L T minus 2. Yes or no? And what is charge? Charge is equal to, in the further class we'll study ampere, that is current. Q is equal to I into T. Okay, so I for ampere, T for time. Okay, so altogether you will get E is equal to, as you can see here, okay, M L T minus 3 A minus 1. A refers to ampere. Okay guys, and what its unit is? Its unit is Newton per coulomb or volt per meter. Remember, I will tell you how does it come volt per meter in the future class. Okay, so for the time being, you remember that the electric field unit is Newton per coulomb or volt per meter. Maximum time we will use volt per meter. Okay, and the dimension is M L T minus 3 A minus 1, where A refers to ampere. Okay, now moving on to the next slide, you see the following points should be noted in connection with the electric field intensity. Okay guys, so you see E is equal to F by Q. Yes or no? Since F is what? Force, which is a vector quantity, so electric field is also a vector quantity. First. Second, what is the, since it's a vector quantity, then what is the direction of the electric field? It is nothing but the direction of force, because E is equal to F by Q. Yes or no? So the direction of force is equal to direction of electric field. Yes or no? The next is, what is unit? Unit is what guys? Newton per coulomb or volt per meter. I will prove volt per, how does the volt per meter comes when I teach you the current chapter. Okay, or the electricity chapter. Okay. And the next is what? Dimension. So guys, we already have discussed, these are the basics points about the electric field intensity. Moving to the next. Now we will find the electric field due to the different the point charge or the continuous charge distribution. Okay, so here the question may be, guys, obtain an expression for electric field intensity at a point at a distance r from a charge q. What is the nature of this field? Okay, so you need to find the electric field intensity of a point charge. Okay, so guys, can you tell me what is point? What does the meaning of point? Point means what? It's a circle with radius 0. Yes or no? Is what? A point. Okay, so you can see here that just a minute guys, just a minute. Okay, now you can see here that a test charge q naught, okay, is placed at the point P, and the source charge is placed at O. Yes or no? Which is Q is a test charge. So the source charge. The distance between the test charge and source charge is what? R. So now tell me guys, since both are similar in nature, both charges are like charges. Okay, so where is the direction of force? You tell me. It is obviously towards the P. Yes or no? Or away from Q. Guys, are you getting me or not? You see here, the like charges repel each other, so quite obviously Q naught stay away from Q. Yes or no? So what is the force between Q and Q naught, or what is the force at Q naught due to Q? Is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q naught by R square into R vector, the formula which we have already discussed. Since R is a what? Guys, distance between the 2 point charges, and R vector is means what? Is the direction, guys. Okay, this is the forces stay away from the point Q. Yes or no? Or stay away from the charge Q. Yes or no? So what is electric field, guys? So electric field, as we know, E is equal to F by Q naught. So we already have found out E F, so just divide Q naught. So if you divide Q naught, you will get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R square into R unit vector or R vector. Yes or no? So I can say here, this is what the electric field intensity. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is nothing but the Q. Yes or no? So I can say KQ by R square into R vector. So clearly you find here that electric field varies what? Square, or inversely proportional to the square of the distances between the 2 point charges. Okay, so this is what the expression for electric field due to a point charge. Is that clear, guys? Moving on to the next, guys. You see here the electric field due to the different system of charges or system of point charges. Now guys, remember I was talking about the Coulomb's law for multiple charges. Now what is the Coulomb, what is the force on one particular charge due to multiple charges? So what we did there, guys, remember we were applying the principle of superposition. So the question may be, deduce an expression for the electric field at a point due to the system of n point charges. Now see, let us assume there are n point charges q1, q2, q3 up to qn with their position vector, having their position vector r1, r2 up to rn. Guys, you remember I said what is the meaning of position vector? Position vector is nothing but the directed distance from origin to that point. Okay, now see here there are 3 point charges q0, q1 and q2 in the figure. Yes or no? Now we need to find the electric field intensity at q0 due to q1 and q2 both. So can we find the electric force of on q0 due to q1 and q2? Yes or no? By applying the superposition principle. So first of all, let us find the force on q0 due to q1, and let this is what? F1. Yes or no, guys? So where is the direction, guys? As seen in the diagram, yes or no? Direction should be away from q1, and that is r1p. Yes or no? So F1 is what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q0 by r1p square into r1p vector. And similarly, what is, guys, E1 at q0? What is the electric field intensity at q0? Simply divide q0 to F1. So E1 is equal to F1 by q0. So you will get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q1 by r1p square into r1p vector. Similarly, we can find out what? E2, yes or no? Which is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q2 by r2p square into r2p vector. Okay, then what is according to superposition principle, guys? As superposition position principle said, add both the charges or find the, what I can say, the resultant electric field intensity. Yes or no? So you can see here the resultant electric field intensity or the overall electric field E is equal to E1 plus E2 up to En if there are n number of charges. Okay, so I can find out 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. You can see here in both the F1 and F2, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is common to both. Yes or no? And what else is common? And nothing is common. So I can take 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught outside, and then q1 by r1p square into r1p vector for first. Similarly, q2 by r2p square into r2p vector second. And for last factor is what? Q1 by rnp square into rnp vector. Yes or no? So if I will write on the summation form, we will find E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught summation I is equal to 1 to n qi by rip square into rip vector. Yes or no, guys? So how do I find rip? It's a position vector, guys. Okay, so how do I find it? So r1 to remember, if I want to find r subscript 1 2, it means r2 minus r1. So what is rip is what? That point minus ri or r minus ri. Okay, so this is how you're gonna find the electric field intensity by applying the superposition principle if there are multiple point charges are there. Yes or no, guys? Okay, now moving on to the next, guys, continuous charge distribution. This is one of the very important concept. Okay, so what may be the question? The question may be, what is the continuous charge distribution? First, how can we calculate the force on a point charge q due to a continuous charge distribution? Okay, so you see, just like a point charge, it was a point charge, but here the continuous charge distribution. So we have multiple way to distribute the charge continuously. Okay, so here comes the concept of integration, guys. Okay, I know all of you knows about the integration. Okay, so let us first understand what is the continuous charge distribution. So guys, in practice we deal with the charges much greater in magnitude than the charge on the electron. Yes or no? So we can ignore the quantum nature of the charges and imagine that charge is spread in a region in a continuous manner. Such a charge distribution is what known as the, yes, continuous charge distribution. Okay, guys, here we are talking about the small charges now, but in practice the charges may be very high. Okay, and as compared to very high charge, the test charge is negligible. Okay, in the similar manner, our mass, I mean the mass of a human being is being neglected as compared to the mass of the earth. Yes or no? Now next question is what? Calculation of a force on a charge due to a continuous charge distribution. So how do we calculate the force, guys? Okay, so you see, this is the diagram. You see a force on a point charge due to a continuous charge distribution. Now in this diagram we have taken a sphere, I can see here. Okay, and the charge is being distributed equally on the to the body. Okay, so what we have done, we have taken a small portion. Okay, and a test charge is being placed at a r distance from that small charge, which is we have assumed is what, dq. Okay, so the length or the distance between q naught and dq is what, r. Yes or no? So how do you find the force, guys? So if we have chosen the small charge, so what is the force exert on the small charge is what, the small force. So that's why we have taken df, the small force on small charge dq, which we have taken out of the bigger charge body. Okay, so you can find here 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into the product of the charges. So q naught into dq by distance between the two, square of the distance between the two. So is what, r square into r vector, where r vector or r unit vector is what, vector by its magnitude. I think you have gone through the scalar vector. Okay, so I'm not going detail about the the scalar and vector, or what is unit vector. Okay, so here r cap is equal to r vector by its magnitude is a unit vector pointing from the small charge dq towards the point q naught. Guys, remember, how do we define a charge, or how can we explain the direction of a particular thing? Only by placing the unit vector. So you see here, the unit vector of r means what is the direction of force if we apply a force on q naught due to dq, because both are like nature, so it is away from the dq. Yes or no? So that's why we have represent the direction by the unit vector, which is r cap. Okay, so by the principle of superposition, that what is the total charge, guys? You tell me. I have two options, guys. One option is what, let me tell you, I will break the charge body into 10 times. Okay, and find all the small charges, the force on the small charger due to the q naught. Okay, so I will get one by the principle of superposition. I add all the charges and I got what, one force. Similarly, if someone else said no, I will break the same charge body into 100 times. Okay, so let the charges are q1 q2 up to q100, and he will find the force on each charge due to the charge q naught and add all the charges, in which case the accuracy is more, is quite obviously on 100 times. Now if someone says someone said that I will break the charge body into 1000 pieces. Okay, so q1 q2 up to q1000. So add the superposition principle, by the help of superposition principle, you find the overall force, so accuracy even more. Okay, so guys, it will take much time. Okay, you may take multiple time or many times to solve this question, a simple question. So here we will take the help of integration, guys. Okay, so that's why we have taken a small charge dq. Okay, so what is the small force on the small charge dq due to the charge q naught, and if I find the integration, then I can able to find the overall force, and which is exactly the same. Exactly the same means accuracy is very high, I can say 100% accurate. Okay, so what is the overall force, guys? F is equal to integration of df, which is nothing but what, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q naught dq by r square into r vector. Yes or no, guys? So what is q naught is constant, and 4 pi epsilon naught also constant, take it outside, so f is equal to dq by r square integration into r unit vector. Okay, find the integration, you will get the answer. Yes or no, guys? Now similarly, let us go further. How many different types of charge distribution? Okay, so the question may be, name the different types of continuous charge distribution, define their respective charge densities, write expression for the electric field produced by each type of charge distribution, hence write expression for the electric field of general source charge distribution. Okay, so first of all, guys, you see there are three different type of charge distribution. Okay, one is line charge distribution, next is surface charge distribution, next is volume charge distribution. Okay, so let us first go to the volume charge distribution. So what is volume charge distribution, guys? So I mean, take an example of a sphere, or I can just ask you to imagine a what I can say, watermelon. Okay, so if a charge distribution spread over a three-dimensional volume of region V, okay, of a space as shown in the figure, what in the figure 1.58 here, we define the volume charge density at any point in this volume as the charge contained per unit volume at that point. So guys, you remember one thing very easily. This is volume charge distribution, means charge per volume. Is that clear? Charge per volume. So if I will assume a small charge, okay, suppose if you want to taste a watermelon, okay, before buying it, so how does the shopkeeper will give you for taste of watermelon whether it's sweet or not? So just imagine how does it cut the small piece of watermelon, just in a triangle shape, remember, in a triangle shape. So after taking that triangle shape out, how does a watermelon looks like? So some portion is being cut, yes or no, and which is offered to you. So you guys, that portion, let us assume the charge on that portion is what, dq, and the volume of that small portion is what, dv. So the volume charge density means rho. It represents rho, nothing but charge per volume. Okay, and what is it unit, guys? You can see charge means coulomb, volume means meter, so coulomb per meter cube, yes or no? So how can we find rho, guys? So rho is what, charge per volume. So what is the volume formula is what, 4 by 3 pi r cube, where let r is the what, r is the radius of the sphere, yes or no, guys? So you see here what is, I mean, rho is equal to dq by db. So what is dq is equal to rho db, yes or no, guys? So rho is known to you, just now you have found out the value of rho. Now dv is given here. So can you find the force, guys? So the overall force is what, you can see here, this is what, dq, yes or no? So what is force? We need to find the force, yes or no? So you see here, force is equal to the product of the charges, guys, yes or no? So what are the charges? Charges are q naught and dq. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q naught into dq by what, distance between the two is what, r into r vector, yes or no? You see here, so which is df, it will come because we are going to find the force on dq, small charge, so small force df, yes or no? This is not written here, guys, you see, this is not written about a df, directly here written the v. Okay, so after, how can I find the overall force? So take the integration. So what is the integration of df is what, f, which is written here fb, b represent the volume charge density, yes or no? So here fb is equal to what, q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught over the volume b dq by r square into r vector. So I know what is r vector is what, I mean, r unit vector means what, vector by its magnitude. So you see q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught take outside, so rho by what, rho by what is dq is equal to, guys, dq is rho dv na, so put rho into dv by r square into r vector. Okay, so this is what the force. And how can I find the electric field, guys? Just divide the charge q naught. Okay, so you will get force and electric field density. So this is how you're gonna find the force and intensity, guys. You see what is given, what kind of function given in the what question. Accordingly you are going to find the force and electric field, yes or no? Now next, surface charge density, guys. So surface charge density, how do we find a surface charge density? So here you assume a surface, any surface ds. Okay, so as volume charge density is what, charge per volume, so surface charge density means what, surface charge per surface. Okay, similarly, are you getting me? Volume charge density, charge per volume, surface charge density, charge per area or length. So we have taken any length whose value is what, the area is s, so we assume very small length or small area which is ds as shown in the figure. So what is the surface charge density is what, sigma, guys. It represents sigma. It was representing volume charge density as rho. Here we represent sigma. So sigma is equal to dq by ds, charge per area. Okay, so you find what is then dq equal to rho into ds, yes or no, guys? So in the similar manner, can you find the force on dq with due to q naught, yes or no? What is the force, guys? So force equal to dq into q naught into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by r square into r unit vector. Yes or no, guys? So what is I can find df is equal to q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught into dq. So what is dq, guys? So dq is equal to what? Tell me, rho into ds. Yes or no? Sorry, sigma into ds. So sigma we already have found, q by area. Area is 4 pi r square, coulomb per meter square. What is the unit of sigma, guys? Charge per area, coulomb per meter square. Yes or no? So if you find the integration, you will get F is equal to q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught integration over the area S sigma by r square into ds into r vector, unit vector. Similarly, you find ES. Yes or no, guys? ES means what? S represents surface charge distribution, guys. Is that clear? So this is how you find this is the same picture, I think. Okay, so this is surface charge density, and next you see the line charge distribution, guys. Okay, so in a line charge distribution, we assume just a line. I can say the example of a line charge is cylinder or just a pencil. Okay, you take a, or the surface charge density example is just a sheet, a paper. Yes or no? A piece of A4 size paper can represent a surface charge distribution. Okay, now here the line charge distribution, just take a pencil, I can say cylinder. Yes or no? So just in a line charge, it represent the line charge distribution, where the line charge density represented by lambda. Okay, so lambda here the line charge, guys. So charge per length. Okay, if it was line charge, charge per length. If it was surface charge, charge per surface. If it's volume charge, charge per volume. Okay, so the SI unit is what? Tell me, charge per length is what here? So coulomb per meter. So coulomb per meter is line charge density. Coulomb per meter square is surface charge density. Coulomb per meter cube is what? Volume charge density. Yes or no, guys? So if I just, for example, what is lambda is equal to dq by dl or charge per length. So what is the length, guys? This is the, you study here the length means what? I can what, guys? This I can make it circle. Yes or no? The diagram at the line you can see in figure 1.60. This is not a straight line. Okay, so this is a circle, or this may be a circle. So what is the circumference or the length of a circle, guys? If I ask you what is the distance you cover in a circle, is what? 2 pi r. Yes or no? So lambda is equal to charge per length. Length is equal to 2 pi r. R is the overall length. So what is guys, dq? Since we have assumed the small charge, na? So let us assume small charge. So what for small charge? What is the length, guys? Small length. Yes or no? So dq is equal to lambda times of dl. So what is the force, guys? So force is nothing but q dq into q naught, the product of the charges, into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught by r square into what? R vector, simply. So F is equal to dq naught by 4 pi epsilon naught into what is dq, guys? Lambda times of dl. So lambda dl by r square into r vector. Then what is the overall force? Fl is what? The integration of that. You just take the integration, you will get the overall force. Okay, and how do you find the electric field density, guys? Is nothing but what? Divide the charge q naught. Yes or no? So this is how you're gonna find the line charge, surface charge, volume charge. Let us discuss overally. Line charge density, charge per length, represented by lambda. Surface charge density represented by sigma. Charge per area, volume charge density represented by the rho. The factor rho is charge per volume. Okay, so you see here the figure A is line charge density. As I said, this is the example. I can say the cylinder or a pencil or a pen. Yes or no? Now you can see the surface charge density B, in the figure B. Okay, I can take a plane of paper, plane sheet. Yes or no? And the third one is what? Volume charge density. The example is what? Football or watermelon. I can say the example. Okay, yes or no? So now moving on to the next, guys, electric dipole. So we will discuss electric dipole in our next chapter. Okay, so guys, please, it's a request to all of you, please go through the video, because we have a less time. At any time we may be called for half yearly or unit test examination. So please go through this, and if at all any doubt, please ask me. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. In our next video, we'll study about the electric dipole. Thank you very much.